Everyone, we are back from watching The Greatest Showman. Oh my word. This was a excellent movie.
It was good. The music was good. The dancing was good. The plot was good. And the company was good.
Thank you. I mean, it was a really good story. I mean, we've learned a lot about P.T. Barnum and his partner, Bailey, because we knew a little bit about Bailey because we knew that Bailey was his partner and everything like that. But it was kind of cool to see how they became partners and everything like that. I mean, we always think of Barnum in kind of a negative light because he always had that quote, which was saying a sucker is born every minute kind of thing. And he exposed these kind of quote freaks and everything like that. But the thing is, I think without Barnum and Bailey, I'll say both of them because I'm not going to say one of them, that because without them, we wouldn't have the circus industry because I think people didn't know what circuses were back in the day. So
It was more friendly, family friendly instead of for on the freak show on the side.
right, exactly. It wasn't kind of a shame kind of thing where people would basically pay money to see these people that were considered the outcast of society.
Right.
And I'm glad that they made it more family friendly and they introduced us to, because most of the time I think people wouldn't have thought about looking at elephants or lions or bearded ladies or these midgets as they're called, but basically, or little people. I think that's the friendlier term to call them as little people. But the thing is, these were people were considered the outcast of society,
Yes.
and for them to be treated as equal and given a positive light instead of treated like the outcast, I think that's a good thing. I'm glad that Barnum finally realized that it's not about the money, it's not about how much profit I make in a single night, and
It's
realizing that it was about happiness that you can't buy. You can't buy happiness.
it's with family.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's one of the things that I think you and I have, you've taught me growing up that it doesn't matter if you have $1 million or a $0, that basically you can have a good time and you don't have to have money to do that kind of thing.
Oh,
Because you always told me that money can't buy you happiness, money can't buy you love, money can't buy you relationships.
it can't.
I mean, I think that was the thing that Barnum had to learn to realize, you know what? Yeah, I have all these big dreams and stuff. There's nothing wrong with dreams. Absolutely nothing wrong with dreams. But I think if you let dreams blind you
So
and,
what's really important?
right, exactly, make you deaf and everything, like to the cries of people around you that need your help or whatever, I think if
Right.
you're letting those kind of dreams deaf blind you and deaf, deafen your ears, so to speak, that's where it's wrong.
Right.
I mean, but it was a really good movie.
It was.
It was well worth seeing. I mean, I'm glad that they used the song. This is the greatest show kind of thing. The opening song because they used it in The Masked Singer with Donny Osmond, and it was a good song. It really was, and I'm glad that they had that song saying a million dreams. That he has all these dreams, and what really matters is the people you spend those dreams with.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Well, I'll say good night. I enjoyed it.
Well, thank you so much for being my co-host tonight, Mom. I appreciate that. I will continue on if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
Alrighty, everybody. But thank you so much for letting my mom come on, and you guys got to see her feedback about The Greatest Showman. That she actually likes the trapeze artist and stuff like that. So, was there any particular character? I will ask you this before you head out of here. Did you have a particular favorite character, a particular favorite song, a particular favorite act in this one?
I think they all work together to make it a good whole. So I don't say a certain favorite, but they're all each part work together to make it a good whole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Mom, for being co host to me.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
So I'm going to continue on while Mom heads out of here and everything like that. So, P.T. Barnum, let's check out a little bit about him because now I'm curious about P.T. Barnum and him and his life. You guys know me, I'm always curious about people. So let's check out about Mr. P.T. Barnum. Because, like I said, we have always heard about him. And yeah. So let me get my seat comfy. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the music in this one. This one, I really, really enjoyed a lot more than I did Hamilton's music in some ways. But this one, the music is excellent. I absolutely love the music in this one. Okay, so P.T. Barnum. So let's look it over. I'll share the screen so you guys can see what I'm reading. And I don't have to share audio. So his name was Phineas. Hey, LDG, good to see you. So we just wrapped up. So it was Phineas Taylor Barnum. He was born on July 5th, 1810. He died on April 7th, 1891. And he was the mayor of Connecticut at one point. Oh, that's interesting. And he died in Connecticut. So he went from political party, the Democratic Party, to the Republican one. He was married. Okay, so Charity was his first wife. And then he was married to a Nancy Fish. And he had 4 children. So his father was an innkeeper, tailor, and a storekeeper. And okay. His father was a justice of the peace kind of thing. And he began his career as a showman in 1835 when he was 25 with a purchase and exhibition of a blind and almost paralyzed slave woman named Joyce Heath, whom an acquaintance was trumpeting around Philadelphia as George Washington's former nurse. And at 161 years old, slavery was already outlawed in New York, but he exploited a loophole which allowed him to lease her for 1 year $1,000, borrowing $500 to complete the sale, and then she died in 1836 at no more than 80 years of age. He had worked her for 10 to 12 hours a day, and he hosted a live autopsy of her body in a New York saloon, and spectators paid 50 cents to see the dead woman cut up as he revealed that she was likely half her purported age. Ooh, dude, that's disgusting. And he had a mixed year of success with his first variety troupes, Barnum's Grand Scientific and Musical Theater, followed by the Panic of 1837, 3 years of difficult circumstances, and he purchased an American Museum. And then he had Tom Thumb, a Fiji Mermaid, Jenny Lind. So she was a Swedish nightingale and everything like that. And then he expanded it from there and everything like that, basically. So that's interesting. And then he went into politics. So he had the 2 daughters that are mentioned in the movie, Caroline and Helen. And then later he had Frances and Pauline. She died in 1873. And then he married the daughter of a close friend. And then she was 40 years younger than he was, and he died of a stroke. So he is buried in the cemetery that he actually helped design. Interesting. So yeah, this is basically loosely based on his life. So that's interesting. And then there was a theater one, and then there was also books written about P.T. Barnum as well. So that's kind of interesting. So basically the first thing of film and everything like that goes back to 1930, called A Lady's Morals, then Jenny Lind, and then The Mighty Barnum, then The Greatest Show on Earth, and then Jules Verne, Rocket to the Moon, Barnum, A Bug's Life. Okay, so that one's basically loosely based on it with the insects and everything like that. Atlantum, The Lost Empire. Oh, that's right. They did mention it, where they were talking about P.T. Barnum and stuff. I forgot that they did in that movie Atlantis. So yeah, I mean, he was from Connecticut. So interesting. So that's another Connecticut person I really love and admire. So that's pretty interesting. And let's see, what else do we see about him? So he was married to Chariot G from 1829 to 1873. Okay. So, yeah. Let's see what else we can find out about Ringling Brothers. So, okay, so his name was James Anthony Bailey. And he was orphaned at age 8. He was working as a bellhop in Michigan. And he was the nephew of circus pioneer. Okay, so he died of this erysipelas. So, ooh, it's a bacterial infection of a super layer of skin. Ooh, my word, that is wow. So his widow sold the circus to the Ringling Brothers, who eventually merged into rival things. So, okay, so that's pretty interesting. So that's who they did this. He was one of the co-founders of the Barnum and Bailey kind of thing. So that's kind of interesting to learn about them. And like I said, I went to the circus not that long ago, a couple years ago, when I was babysitting some kids, and it was supposed to be like these legend kind of things. And basically, it was kind of interesting to see what they did because they've expanded the way they do the circus from the way they used to do it to the way they do it now, where it's like very limited elephants because they don't want to be animal cruelty and harm to these animals. So it's kind of interesting when you find stuff out like that. Like, okay, we changed this, we changed that. And it's like, okay. So the Ringling Brothers were originally 7 siblings who transformed their small touring company into one of the largest circuses. So it was Albert, Augustus, Otto, Alfred, Charles, John, Henry, and Ida. So, okay. And it looks like they were from Iowa. So that's interesting to see. But that's kind of cool. Like I said, to learn stuff about the circus and everything like that. I mean, like I said, my mom and I went to the circus. She went to it when she was single, and then she went when I was 9 years of age, and I went when I was 9, and then I went again a couple years ago, which was an interesting experience for me to go and see it through a child's eyes. Because the first time I went, I was a child, and then it was kind of, and then the second time I went, I was an adult, and it was kind of interesting to see how the kids were seeing the clowns, seeing how they see the acts and everything like that, to see, okay, what's doable, what's not doable, what do we like, what scares us, what entertains us, what, what fascinates us, basically. Because the things that you and I might be fascinated by is not the same things that, say, a child would be fascinated by. Because I still get fascinated by the trapeze artists. I still get fascinated by the clowns in many, many ways. And so it's quite an experience to see how much the circus has changed. Because, like I said, they thought of it as freaks and stuff like that. But I'm glad that they don't do that anymore, exploit these people who have things that are, quote, not normalish, to show that these people are just ordinary human beings in many ways. And yes, they may have something a little bit different from the rest of us, but that's no excuse to exploit them, really, because really that's mean. That's wrong to do that. Because these people need to be treated as normal as possibly. I mean, I know people from all sorts of backgrounds and everything like that. And when I see that they struggle sometimes with things that are not as different, they're different from, say, you or me. And basically, how do I put this as nicely as possible? So I don't want to exploit them. I don't want them to feel like they're just like an object to be stared at, or how do I put it? It's like you don't want to exploit them, but you don't want them to feel like they're just an object of, you don't want them to feel that way, basically. You just, You just don't. Because these people, they're human beings like you and me. It's just they may have a little bit more challenges than the rest of us. And that was the thing that my mom has always taught me, that you don't treat people differently just because they happen to have something different from you. Because none of us is 100% the same as everyone else. I mean, like, I have vision problems. My eyesight is not the best. And because of that, I wear glasses. But one of you may not wear glasses, but that's not fair for you to be treated better than me or me to be treated worse than you because of my situation where I'm wearing glasses. No, we need to treat each other equally as much as possible. And one of the things that I love about this community is that I'm always finding people to interact with that are different from me. Like, one of my special friends, and my mom will tell you about her too sometime, is basically she was like a big sister to me, and she was in a wheelchair. And so I learned from her that everybody's a little bit different, but that's okay to be different. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's really nothing wrong with that at all. And just like my online sis that sometimes you guys hear me mention sometimes, that she's not completely like me, but you know what? She's still my sis, regardless. She's still my friend. She's still very special to me. And I think that was the thing with this movie with P.T. Barnum, that he had to realize, you know what? You can't just use and exploit people, because when you do that, that's wrong. Human beings don't need to be exploited. Human beings need to be treated with respect and kindness. And that's the thing I will tell you all, that basically we need to treat each other with respect. We need to treat each other with kindness as much as possible. My mom's taught me that over the years. And if I've ever mistreated anybody, I am sorry for doing so. But I am working on treating everybody like they are unique, that they deserve respect, they deserve love, and they deserve equality as much as possible, because we're all in this world together. We all need each other, because while it seems like the world is divided around us, we don't need to be divided. I mean, there's too much division in this world as it is. We see it in the political spectrum, we see it in the entertainment spectrum, we see it even in certain online communities for certain entertainment things that one of us enjoys and another one may not enjoy. Say one version of say Star Trek or Star Wars, we can still come together and say we've got one huge banner and this is something we can agree on. And that's the thing that I always try to tell people. Okay, maybe I don't agree with everything you say, but I try to be respectful to your opinion and what you're saying. And I try to make it a peaceful environment, because, like I said, there's too much toxicity out here in this community, and we don't need it here. I mean, if there's toxicity, I will just say straight up, you know what, there's the door. I don't want to see you. I don't need that. I really, really don't need that in here, because it's it's cringy, it's disrespectful, it's cruel, it's mean. And we need to not have that in this community. And that's one reason why when I have watch party kind of things, I always invite you on, and I try to make people feel like they're included. And if I have not made any of you feel included, I'm sorry for doing that. I really, truly, truly am. Because I'm a work in progress. I'm trying to work to make sure I make everybody feel included. And that's one reason why I do the watch parties that I do. That's why I ask for the input that I do. I mean, it's been a process for me Do I always do it perfectly? No. But all I can say is if I've ever made any of you feel unwelcome or not included, I'm sorry. I really am. I will say that straight up because that was not my intention to make somebody feel excluded. I mean, it's a learning process for me. And those of you that are new to my channel, and those of you who are still trying to find out about what my channel is, I try to basically do a little bit of everything. And those of you who, for whatever reason, stop subscribing or watching things that I did, I hope you'll come back. I really do, because I want this to be an environment that we all feel welcome and included, that feels safe, that feels like it's a fun place to let your hair down, so to speak. It's a fun place to let loose, so to speak, to have a good time. And I mean, am I always going to do it perfectly? No. But I do want to make sure that you guys know that you guys are important to me, that you guys do mean a lot to me, and I always will try to shout you out as much as possible. And I'm sorry if I've never made you feel included or if I've done things that were wrong. I'm sorry for that. I really, truly am. This is just my way to say I'm sorry because it's not an easy process, because I really don't want to make anybody feel left out. I don't want anybody to feel like they're the outsider looking in, like the people in this movie when they were saying, well, why can't we be at this fancy party that you're at where you're having this famous singer there and you're shunning the rest of us out? That please don't treat me like I'm second rate. And I know what that's like to be treated like second rate. And I don't want to do that to anybody. I really don't. Those of you who have felt excluded by me, I'm sorry. I don't want you to feel that way. I really don't. Those of you that know that I'm making you included, that's great. Let's make sure that we do that with everybody in this community. Let's make everybody feel included. Let's make everybody feel like they're welcome. Because, like I said, this isn't just my community. This isn't just my YouTube channel. Yes, I do a lot of stuff on my YouTube channel, like horrible stuff, watch parties, karaoke, whatever. I want everybody to feel like they're welcome to come on here. If somebody says something and I don't agree with it, I can be respectful. I can be kind about it. I don't have to be rude about it. And it's it's a journey. I will say that. I mean, there's times when I lose my temper, and I'm sorry when I lose my temper at some of you, because I don't want to do that. I really don't want to lose my temper. It's just, I'm going through a lot here. Things have been kind of stressful here, like with this move. It's still very, very stressful for me. And it's been a tough, tough, tough year. It's been a tough, tough life for me. Not just a tough year, but I'll say this, it's been a tough life because being caregiver, dealing with things in my past that were not always the easiest things to deal with, were just hard. I mean, I don't want to bash anybody. I don't want anybody to feel like they don't matter. That's not true. And I don't think any of us should do that either. We shouldn't bash anyone. I mean, okay, I don't have the best, whatever, say singing voice, the best looks, but I'm not going to bash somebody because they look a certain way. I'm not going to do that. We shouldn't do that. And like I said, this is just my way to say I'm sorry. I mean, Barnum had to find out the hard way where his theater was destroyed from the ground to find out what was really important. And I don't want that to happen to me where I lose everything. to find out what's really important to me. I basically want you guys to know that you guys are important to me. You guys are special to me. You guys are included. Yes, I do present a little bit more professionally kind of thing with certain streams, but there's reasons why I do that because a lot of people are watching these videos and catching the replays. I mean, I want them to know that this is some place where they feeling, yeah, it's true. It's true, JJ. I do need a shoulder to lean on. It's a heavy burden on me. It's tough. It really is tough because I have a lot on my shoulders. I mean, I'm sorry if I've made any of you feel excluded. I really am. It's just life has been tough. I'll say that, and it's kind of hard sometimes to open up to tell people I need help. Like with my GoFundMe kind of thing. I mean, people, it's kind of hard when I see people with GoFundMes and they get funded and the jealous bug gets a hold of me and it's like, I shy away and I stay away and it's like, I don't want to bash anybody because their GoFundMes get funded and mine doesn't, but it's kind of hard. And so I stay away. I've lashed out at some of you. I'm not going to say names because some of you know who you are that I've lashed out at. And I'm sorry for that. And some of you may have shunned me. And I'm sorry. I really am truly sorry for making you feel like you have to shun me. I really am sorry from the bottom of my heart. It's just, it's been tough. And I'm learning to control my temper, my attitude. It's just, it's hard. Are you okay though, JJ? I mean, I saw that you had wrecked your car, and I mean, I was concerned when I saw that. I mean, like I said, there's things like that that I see, and I just don't know what to say sometimes. And I'm not trying to be cold or indifferent. Okay, that's good because I've been in car wrecks myself, so I understand it's scary. I can totally empathize with car wrecks because I was in one with my dad and mom. I was in one with my special friend where somebody had their truck illegally parked. And okay, good. That's good. That's a relief. That's a relief. That is very much a relief. Well, with the car wrecks that I was in, I ended up with back pain. And there was cosmetic damage too, but because I was in the back seat, or in the case of my friend, because we went forward, it hurt my back a little bit. I was okay after a couple of days, but I was in a lot of pain afterwards. I was basically having to use a lot of aspirin, a lot of Tylenol and stuff like that, and I was in a lot of pain using a back brace and stuff like that. I take it very seriously. I still have back pain from time to time, but it's not because of the accident. It's because I've used my muscles a bit more. And so, yeah, I mean, but like I said, I don't want to be mean to any of you. And like I said, I've lashed out at some of you in the past. And I'm sorry for lashing out. I really am. I've lost subscribers. I don't know if it was because of that. I don't know. But I'm not trying to lash out at anyone. It's just I was frustrated because I see these GoFundMes. I see these campaigns out there. Yes, I understand certain ones have certain needs that need to be funded, and I was frustrated because my GoFundMe was not getting funded, and I still need help with that. And I mean that in all seriousness. I mean, it's hard to admit I need help like that because I'm used to doing everything myself. I'm used to just putting on the brave face, acting like everything's fine when it's not. And I don't want to do that to anybody, make anybody feel like they're unwelcome or I'm not appreciative. I am appreciative. I really am. It's just, it's kind of hard when you see certain things going on because the jealous bug gets the better of me. I'll put it that way. The jealous bug gets the better of me, and to avoid saying things that I'm going to later regret, I stay away. That's why some of you haven't seen me online as much. I do the watch parties, yes, but that's all I do right now because I really, how do I put this? I don't know what to say without coming across like a brat, and I don't want to be a brat. That's all I can say because I don't want to be bratty. I really don't. And so, I mean, that's hard to learn, to admit that you can't do it all, to admit you need help, or to admit you got this jealous bug in you, or to admit you were wrong, or I haven't been the nicest friend, I'm sure, to some of you, and I'm sorry. I really am. I don't want to be mean ever. I don't want to make any of you feel included. Yeah, I mean, I'm owning up to it. Appreciate you coming out, Chloe, though. I mean, Barnum had to find out the hard way what was really important, and I'm trying to let you guys know, hey. And like I said, it's been hard seeing GoFundMe's around me getting funded, and to avoid sounding bratty and superficial, I just stay away, you know? I want to say something, but to avoid sounding like a brat or selfish, I hold back. I mean, Chloe knows my struggle. JJ, you're learning my struggle. Many of you are learning my struggles because this GoFundMe, I really opened up a lot about myself and what I need this GoFundMe for. And it's hard to admit, hey, I need help. And I try to tell people, hey, it's no big deal, but sometimes it is a big deal for me when I see others around me getting funded and me. I will say this, which I said recently on Twitter, that you should never make anybody feel bad that they need help. But yet, when I said certain things on Facebook saying I needed help, that literally some of the people in the community just literally made me feel like garbage because I said I needed help with my GoFundMe. And they said, oh, that's silly. Why do you need a GoFundMe for a move? And I'm thinking, only I didn't say anything. People came to my defense, but that was really hard to just sit back and see all that verbal garbage being said to me. I mean, it was cruel, it was hateful. And it made me feel awful inside where I didn't want to talk to anybody really. I just felt sick to the pit of my stomach. It still makes me feel sick to my pit of my stomach. It just happened Sunday when I was looking over my Facebook, looking over notifications, and I think the person realized what was going on, the admin that approved it. Yeah, I try to do it all on my own, JJ, and I can't just keep doing it all on my own anymore. That's why I reach out saying I need this GoFundMe. I need help with it because God forbid anything happens to my mom. It would just fall on me, and I don't want it to just fall on me. I really don't, because how do I put this? If anything were to happen to my mom, I don't know if I could handle it on my own. I don't know if I could handle that on my own. I really don't. And like I said, I see people with their campaigns and they're just getting XYZ donations, and mine is just nowhere. And it's kind of hard to bite the bullet when you see XYZ getting donation, and mine, no. It's hard to bite the bullet then. I mean, because once that stops, it stops. It's going to fall on me and my mom to do ourselves, and it shouldn't be. It should not just be my mom and me doing it all on our own. But when I start crying out for help, it's like, nope, we'll help you, but no, it's got to be this way. You got to do it this way. I mean, that's hard. That's really hard. I mean, like I said, I'm not denying these people who need help. I really don't. I'm not depriving them of that. It's just, it's just hard. But I'm glad you guys recommended seeing this one about the Greatest Showman. It was good about learning about Barnum and the songs. I really like the music in it. The music was really, really good. And yeah, I mean, like I said, if I've hurt any of you, and I mean anyone, I don't care who you are out there, I'm so sorry. I really mean it. I don't want to hurt any single one of you, because that's not my intention. That's not who I am. I know you feel bad, Chloe, and I feel bad that you can't help, and I feel bad those that are in the catch-22 situations like you, who want to help but can't help. And then I feel bad because I ask for help too, because it's like, I, you know, it's a mess. That's the way I could put it. And right now I just feel like it's discouraging. It really is. It's very discouraging. I mean, right now it's a little tough right now because we just had power outages all the week before, and it's tough to just I know, JJ, and that's one reason why I always try to do these kind of include everybody to say, hey, let's talk, let's share, let's make other people feel welcome. That's the way I can put it because that's the way I can put it. I want other people to feel included. And like I said, I don't think I should make anybody feel excluded. Like I said, if I've ever made anybody, and I mean any one of you, I don't want to make anybody feel excluded, whoever you are. I don't want anybody to feel that way ever. I mean, that's the only way I can put it. I don't want anybody to feel that way. That's the only way I can do it. Yeah, sure. I'll see how my schedule is for sure, JJ. Monday nights, right now are pretty loose right now for me. So yeah, I will definitely keep that in mind. Hopefully my internet will behave enough for me to hang out with you guys. That's the thing I do miss. I know, but see, that's the thing for me, Chloe. Is just I'm used to doing it all myself. Okay, 9 p.m. No problem, JJ. I'll keep that in mind. So I don't want to feel bad for asking for help. It's just I'm used to doing it all myself, and that's why I think that's the reason why I'm a little scared to ask for help because I'm just used to doing it all myself and trying to be quote superwoman, and I have to remember I can't be superwoman. I can't be everything, so to speak. So that's a new one for me to admit. I can't do it all. I really can't. I mean, it's just like I said, I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're excluded from stuff I do. If I've ever done that to any of one of you or anybody that's watching this on the replay, I'm sorry. I really am. I don't want anybody to feel like that. I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, well, she treats me one way around one group and she treats me a different way around a different group. I don't want that. And I want to be the same wherever I am. I mean, I try to be the same wherever you see me. If I'm on Twitch, I'm on Twitch. If I'm on a watch party, I'm on a watch party. Yeah, I'm trying not to ask to the last minute. That's why I'm asking now before my move gets finalized. Because right now my move is on standby ish, so to speak. Because it's kind of hard to find 2 bedrooms available right now where we're moving to. So I'm trying to admit, hey, I need help now. And I'm trying to tell people now, hey, I need help with this now before it gets where it gets worse. That's all I can put it. That's one reason why I put out the GoFundMe soon after. Tennessee to Jackson because that's where family is. It's about not quite 900 miles from here, where we currently are. is where my mom is from. But yeah, we are moving to outside of Memphis, outside of Nashville, to a place called Jackson, Tennessee, because that's where family is. And it's cheaper, it's a little less stressful because we've got family there. And how else do I put it? Less government involvement. I will put it nice. But I'm just going to ask you guys to please get the word out for the GoFundMe. If you guys need the GoFundMe link, I will get you guys the link, because I'm trying to get the word out as often as I can. So I will put the link out so you guys can see it. It'll let me sign in. Yes, it will let me sign in. So good. Thanks, JJ. I'm going to try not to beat up on myself too bad. Sometimes that's a little hard. I am my own worst critic. But this is the link so you guys can see it. So if you guys are watching this and you want to donate, I would appreciate that. I really, really would. Because moving is not a cheap thing. I mean, I'm probably going to share this out on Twitter and everything too for you guys as well. But yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. My mom and I both enjoyed it. And we really, really liked it a lot. I'm glad we saw it. So yeah. So anything else you guys want to discuss before I wrap up for tonight? I mean, I'm trying to do fundraisers on YouTube, and unfortunately, because I don't have super chat, how do I put this? I can't do it on super chat because I don't have the watch hours yet. So yeah, that's the drawback. Let me get this out on Facebook real quick. Okay. Yeah, I have PayPal. I have, and thank you, JJ. Appreciate that a lot. Appreciate that a lot, my friend. That means a lot because we need to get the word out. I mean, I have PayPal. I do have PayPal. I have both of those, PayPal, and so yeah. I mean, that'd be a big help to me if you guys can get it out, please. I don't ask for a lot. I really don't. I need help with that. Pure and simple. Um, so anything else you guys want to talk about before I finish? Because if not, I'm going to just wrap up for tonight and I will see you guys another time. I don't know when I'll do another watch party kind of thing, but because I did one Sunday night, I did one tonight. I really don't know. I do watch parties when I'm able to. I mean, I appreciate you getting the word out, JJ and Chloe and anybody else that's watching this. Please, please, please get the word out. Because moves are not cheap. And I'm not just doing it for myself. I'm really not. I'm doing this for my mom and me. It's for both of us to be around family. So please do what you can. That's all I can say is do what you can. If you can't donate, at least get the word out for me because I'm only one person. Get the get the word out for me, please, because I don't know who you're interacting with. I don't know who you're talking to because I can only talk to so many people. Um, I think that's basically everything. So I'm going to wrap up for tonight. But seeing The Greatest Showman was a good movie. And I appreciate everybody who came out. JJ, Chloe, LDG, and Mr. CCDV. And yeah, thank you all for coming out. Those of you who will catch the replay, I hope you enjoyed this little discussion with me and my mom about the movie and also when I'm discussing about my GoFundMe kind of thing because, like I said, I really, really need help with this. I'm not just saying that just to run my mouth. I really do need help. So please, if you can help out, I would appreciate that. This is ABP or Alicia signing off until the next time. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and I will see you another time. Good night.